Hey guys, what is up? It's 5Kip here today with the first of my How to Play series. I'm going to be going through all the agents in Valorant and explaining how to play each and every one of them, what their abilities are, how you should be playing them on each map, and just little tips and tricks that I've found in my time playing the game so far. So, the first champion I'm going to be talking about today is Sova. So, Sova is, his main rule is basically to get information around the map so that either if you're attacking, you know where to push and where the enemies are going to be when you do push, or on defender side, trying to figure out where the enemies are going to be pushing from so your team can get quicker rotates and you just know when to anticipate people pushing up. So first I'm going to go through Sova's abilities. The first ability he has is called the Owl Drone. So basically the Owl Drone is just a little drone you release, you come up here, and what happens is it has a dart in it. The dart is basically you shoot and look, it will show their location for 3 times and then it'll blow up and then it's gone. So basically what you want to do with the Owl Drone is come up and you just hit people and you want to shoot multiple enemies. However, let's say I pull out my Owl Drone, I come up, I'm trying to shoot a guy, I miss on my first shot. It's not going to give me another arrow. So it's very important that you're careful when you're shooting the arrow and you make sure you want to hit your enemy so that you can target them for your teammates. The second ability Sova has is called the Shock Bolt. So basically what the Shock Bolt does is this is his only damage ability. So basically it's just like the Recon arrow. You can right click either once, twice, or none to see how many bounces you want to get off the wall. So if you can do 2 bounces and charge it fully, boom, boom, then it bounces and it explodes. So basically it just is your only damage ability. You shoot in the middle, it'll do a little damage. It doesn't do like a great deal of damage, but if an enemy is weak enough, it will be able to kill him. I honestly think this is Sova's like least useful ability. If you use it in the right way, it can work very well, but it doesn't do that much damage. And honestly, a lot of the times I feel like I try to use this, I get caught with this out rather than my gun, and I'll just lose in a gunfight because this isn't going to kill anyone right away. The next ability that Sova has is the Recon Bolt, and this is the signature ability of the champion, of the agent, which means you're going to get this every single round, and it refreshes after a certain amount of time every single round. So if I shoot it, it's going to give me another one. I'm not sure the exact time, but it will give you another Recon dart that will come after a certain time period that you'll be able to use again later in the same round. So this arrow, I don't know why I'm calling it a dart. The arrow that Sova shoots here is the most important thing, because what you'll do is you shoot it and it'll create a little sensor that sends out 1, 2, 3 again. 3 pulses that will basically show all the enemies that aren't either behind a wall or behind a smoke or behind anything on the map. As long as it can directly see them, it will show you where the enemies are on the map. And I think this is the most useful Sova ability, because you can just do this at the start of every round if you can learn different arrow spots that you can use around the map to scout out certain places. So it just makes Sova already worth playing just for this one ability. And I'll go later in the video, I will show certain arrow spots that I've found or that have been shown to me by some friends or through various YouTube videos. That will come later. But before we do that, we gotta talk about Sova's ultimate, which is called Hunter's Fury. So basically what you do with Hunter's Fury is it looks like this, and it's just 3 long bursts of basically just a super powerful arrow that goes super far on the map. So basically you see all of them. If I called my Hunter's Fury, look how far it goes. It goes like twice as far as what you can see right here. So basically one of the best parts about Hunter's Fury is you're trying to shoot it through walls 95% of the time you use it. As you can see, if you shoot through walls and you don't kill someone, it will show them red as if you scan them. So basically, what you really should be doing with Sova's ult is a lot of the times what I do is I'll throw the Recon arrow, and then I'll pull this out once I see them. I can see them through the wall, and then you shoot them with this through the wall. You shouldn't always be using the Hunter's Fury for necessarily damage purposes. You should be using it a lot for information, because if you hit someone, it will show you where they are. But what I do a lot of the time is I'll use Hunter's Fury on attacker side to open up a certain part of the map, or if we're on defender side, if I know they're trying to push for a plant, I'll hide a corner in the back, like behind a bunch of walls in the back of the site. I'll hear the plant and I'll just try to get them out of the plant by using this or scare them away, because whenever you call that out, there's a big there's like a bunch of blue lines that show exactly where you're going to shoot it. So the enemies, they see those blue lines, so they have time to try to react and jump out of it. It's not the easiest thing, but it can be done. So those are Sova's abilities. Now I'm going to go into talking a little bit more about how to play Sova on each side on each map, and little other tips and tricks, maybe some little arrow spots that I found, and yeah, so here we go. Alright, so we are going to start on attacker side of Split here first, and I'm just going to show you guys a bunch of arrow spots, and then I think I figured out I'm just going to show game clips from each map to show what site you should be playing on each side, on each map,
the best of the best,
how to play attacker side. But before we do all that, I'm just going to go through what I think are the most important, most key arrows you can use on each map. So first we're starting with Split T side. The first arrow I have for you is you come up on this little boosted part right here. You see this little black box and then the building behind it. You have to line those two up on your screen so they're parallel with each other. Then you come up here to this sign right here. You come with your crosshair using your crosshair on the middle of the sign. You come over to the bottom of your crosshair is even with this little extension part. And you stop. You shoot 2.5.
Revealing area.
And if you can't see, that arrow will show you everything on B site besides up here. So what happens is it lands right there. You're able to see up in heaven. You can't see down here, but you can see all of sight all over here. If someone's camping right here, you can't see it. Or if someone's like up here behind this wall, you can't see it. But it shows you heaven, which is really the most important part and what you really need to worry about. So the second arrow I have comes basically straight from spawn, and this is the mid arrow that I use most of the time for attacker side. You basically come here just right on this little hole right next to the white line on the cement block. You come up here, you see the sign that's kind of covering this big red circle. You come up to here.
Let us hunt.
You line it up right with the line right under it, and between these two black boxes. You put your middle of your crosshair on the corner of the sign. You go 1.5.
Revealing area.
And basically what that does is it will show you all of mid. It will show you a little bit inside the vent door, but not all of it. It basically lands right here. However, it will still show you people right here. It'll show you people right here. It'll show you if someone's pushed up a little bit. It won't show you right here. And it'll show you a little bit in here. But that's the best mid arrow I've found so far, and I just think it's the most useful one. Another arrow that I found that you guys could do. This one is more so not necessarily if you're coming from mid on terror side, or if you're retaking from defender side. You come up, if you're coming up heaven and you're either trying to take B, you know heaven's clear, you're retaking, you know heaven's clear. You basically just want to line up a full arrow right at the top of the B. That will basically show you the entire site when you come to retake. It just won't show you like down here, obviously, but that's one place that you could just first check. If you see that you don't see anyone on that arrow, you should always just come and know to check right there. And so the last arrow I have for the attacker side, well, really it's 2 arrows, and you can decide which one you think is better. But these are the 2 arrows I found for taking A site that are most useful. The first one, you come up here, you kind of jump, you see like this little extension part from the heaven window up there. You kind of shoot a little bit above it, just full power. It lands right up here. It will show you all of up here. Come up close in the corner. It shows you down on sight. It will show you down, like even down here. Someone's holding right here. It won't show you this back corner. However, the reason I like this arrow more than the other one I'm going to show you is because it will show you if someone's holding right here in the back or in the doorway. Actually, no. It sometimes will show in the doorway. It depends where the person, how far up the person is standing. But that is probably my favorite arrow. But another alternative one that you could use, if the enemy team's playing a lot on sight, or if you're late coming watching the flank and you know that your team's already lost sight, you could just shoot a full power arrow right at the top of this. You may have to make sure it's full power, otherwise it'll hit those branches. But as you can see, it lands right up here, and it will see the entirety of sight. It will still show you up here too, down here. Left. It just won't show you this back corner. So that's why I think the other one's a little bit better. But that one's more consistent if you really want to get this back corner right here, if you think someone's going to be holding there. If you think so, on this map, the CT, not CT, the defending arrows, I'd kind of feel like a little more difficult. So one of the best arrows I think that you should just do almost every round is you come up top here to heaven. You come over here, you see this little billboard. You just shoot the back of the billboard, because what will happen is it will just be on the back of the billboard, but it doesn't get blocked by this billboard because it has the bottom part. So it will show you everything right here. It just won't show you if someone's hiding in this corner, or you could hide behind this box from it. And it won't show you in here, but it will show you everyone right here. So every round I normally start by just throwing that dart. You can see everyone that'd be right here. Oh, a good mid dart. If you're playing mid on this map, or you're kind of just coming to mid, you want to see just a little mid control. I always just tend to shoot my dart just up in this corner. There's not really many like great places you can hide it, but I tend to feel like most attackers will come from in here versus coming from the sewers. So if I'm mid, or if I'm coming mid, or if I'm worried about mid, I'll always try to shoot this corner, just up in that corner right there. Because it will show you in here, it will show you everyone if they're pushed up far enough, but it will show you in here, which I think is the most important part. So this is your basic round playing defense on A side of split. Sova most of the time will play A side because every time you can shoot this recon arrow to the back of the billboard and you'll be able to see all of them. So what happens here is, you can see in a second, is I'll shoot the dart, it will see everyone. So then instantly I know, okay, well they might be falling back because we see all of them. So to test that, I come up and I throw my owl drone to see if they're still going to be pushing up, or to see if they're falling back. Now, unfortunately, I do die pretty early because I get failed to watch my heaven, but this was just to do some damage. Okay, so the first arrow I have for attacking side on bind is going to come from right here up in mid. This will show you A site. What you want to do is you come to this corner, line up with your crosshair, kind of your person with the bottom piece of this newspaper. You come up, you see the wire, you take the wire down until it hits the leaf on this tree. Just do a little 1.5, it'll shoot your arrow out. And as you can see, arrow lands up there. It shows you the entirety of back here. It will show you people up here. It will show you people right here. It will show you if someone feels like hiding, just sitting right here for the time being. If someone's in this corner, it will basically show you all of A site unless someone's right here, or if someone's hiding in U-Haul or behind the truck right here, playing like this. But I use that arrow nearly every round on T side that I'm trying to go A. The other dart I basically use as Sova, not dart. I keep saying dart this video, it's going to be repeated multiple times. But the only recon arrow I really use for B site would never be hookah. As a Sova player, I feel like hookah is very hard to deal with. Like, you don't have many abilities that help you in there, but long is a very good place to help you. So you're going to spawn right here, it's going to let you go in the wall. You just kind of want to run up. You want to make sure you're before this little indent in this rock. So, but you basically just want to run up right here. You just go a little bit above the blue line, one bounce and full charge. You shoot your arrow. It'll basically go through, and it'll come through to the front of sight. So that will show you anyone within the octagon right here, unless they're camping this corner, but like, who holds that corner? And it'll show you up here. It'll show you someone if they're hiding behind the box in hookah. Show up here. So that's probably my favorite dart that I use. It just helps you be able to push up and get a little bit of control when you push up. So, as Sova, I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of B arrows because I never play A with Sova, really. I know that there's a couple good arrows that are pretty self-explanatory down mid if you just do a little bounce off the mid wall, back into the wall. But I never really play Sova A. I feel like Sova is just way too overpowered if you use him right on B site. And the main reason why is this one arrow right here. So, basically to start nearly every round, I'll come to this back corner. And you gotta line the tip of your dart up with this little vent up here. So you just gotta make sure you line the front of your dart, kind of just get to cover it. And then if you go 2.5,
revealing area,
maybe a little harder than that, but it'll still work. You just gotta get over 2. It shoots a dart, as you can see on the map, right here. It'll throw it right on the teleporter. So basically you'll be able to see anyone late pushing up mid, and it'll show everyone who's pushing up into bathrooms. So basically I'll shoot that dart to start every round, and then it will basically show you if they're going to bathrooms, and most of the time when they're bathrooms it's A, so you know that the B hit most likely isn't coming, and you can get maybe one person rotate off B site just to help stack A a little bit more for the push. Other arrow that I would use on B site, if I just have a feeling the enemy knows about my arrow bathrooms and just aren't using it, you always just come up to the corner with the blue wall before the round starts, one bounce, Just aim like where the color of the paint's a little different. Just aim right where that begins. One bounce off the wall. Boom. It'll throw the dart right back there, and it'll just show you if the enemy, it'll show everyone long. So normally if someone's doing a B push, they won't send everyone hookah, they'll send some long. So that way, you'll know how many people are long, if you can peek, if you shouldn't peek. So this is your typical defender side on bind. You're most of the time going to be playing B side because you can just shoot that arrow back to bathrooms to see if they're bathrooms. Then here, my teammate pushed out long for some reason, so I know a couple of them are here. I send my owl drone to scout out here. You do the same thing here if your teammate's in hookah and he dies hookah or he sees him hookah. You send your drone towards where you think you see people, then you just get your info, and then just from then, you just play on the round. So the first arrow that I'm going to show you guys for Haven is going to start right over here. You come to the back, kind of by this pile of leaves. You come back here. You gotta crouch. You come and you line up the middle of your crosshair with this leaf, the second furthest to the back from the left leaf. And then you can uncrouch. You come up here. You aim for the 1, 2, 3, 4th, like little peak of the mountain. You put your crosshair right in the middle of it. You shoot it 2.5. And basically, that, as you can see on the map, the arrow, or the dart that comes with the arrow, lands right here. And basically, it allows you to see all of up here. You're allowed to see if they're peeking you. You'll show you if they're right here holding it. The only place it won't show you is if they're hiding like behind the box on this side, or if they're behind this box. But it will show you basically the entirety of C site. So every time I'm pushing C, I always will shoot that arrow, just to, or not even necessarily to push C, just to get info around C. It's
30 seconds left.
Probably my favorite arrow on this map. One good arrow I tend to use a lot for A site when we're pushing is I'll come here, I'll line my crosshair up with the little like circle in the rock. You aim up here, you go from the second, this circle right here by the fire, you go up until you hit the bottom of the tree, and then you shoot it 2.
Revealing area.
Basically, that will throw a dart down here. It will land the dart right there. So it doesn't show you heaven, and it won't show you people right here, but it shows you everyone holding anywhere over here. It will show right here. It will show in this corner. It will show anyone holding behind the box. It will show if people are boosted. The only bad part is it will not show right here if there's someone's holding this corner, so you still gotta be a little cautious of that corner. But it's a good arrow just to get info on A. If you're gonna push A, just get an idea, sense of where people are gonna be. Oh, the only B arrow I have for Haven is kind of a dangerous one, so you always have to watch your double doors. But basically, come in this corner, just get yourself in the corner. Put your middle of the crosshair at the bottom of this line of flags right here. One bounce, you do a little over 2 power.
10 seconds
and basically
left.
It gets it, the dart to go right here, and it will show you all this corner and all right here. It'll show you even if someone's right here or right here. But if they're in this corner, it won't show you it, and that's the only bad part about that arrow. So the first arrow I'm going to show you guys for defender side for Sova is going to come from A long. This is where I normally play when I'm playing Sova, so I'm only going to show one arrow after this one that you can use. But first you come to the middle of this dirt pile, and then you aim up at this little light pole. You go 1.5 and you shoot the arrow. I do this to start every single round on defender side because it lands right here, and it will show you everyone right here, everyone right there. It will show people in a window. It even shows if people are just sitting right here. So I use that arrow to start every single round. You just got to be careful because you have to be able to shoot it pretty quickly because the attackers could come quick and get a good peek on you. So you just gotta be a little cautious when you shoot that arrow, but I shoot that arrow every single round. The second arrow I'm gonna show you guys for Sova defender side just comes from mid. You basically just walk right up here, like almost on the corner of the wall. You aim over here. You see the orange one. You aim right at the bottom corner of it. 1 bounce, 2 power. You shoot it off. It comes and it'll go right there, and it will
30
show
seconds left.
Everyone pushing up mid. It won't show if they're in the back corner if they're still back there, but I like that arrow because it basically shows if they're pushed up in the corner right here. If they're pushing mid, it's a safe arrow from a place that you're not exposed from, where you can basically see if they're going to be pushing up your mid. And then on C, I'm not going to show you guys this arrow. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, all you have to do is just come over here, and you just, from anywhere, you just got to shoot the arrow down on that wall, and you'll be able to see if the enemy team is going to be pushing C, or if they destroy it right away, then you'll just know. So now here's the typical defender side on Haven. Most of the time you're going to be playing A site just because you can do this arrow to start off the round every round, and basically you just shoot the arrow. It'll see everyone back there. So what I do is I shoot it, I peek with it, and I'll see if anyone's coming. I see they destroy it right away, so I know they might be there, but no one's pushing. Typically when no one pushes, I'll walk up long, and I'll try to come up to this corner up in the left. I'll throw my recon drone out then, and then I can just go look. And once I see no one's there, I can kind of just keep pushing up, or I could either fall back if they're already pushed up. You can just make your decision. And then I'm just going to show one final clip here to end the video off of just an example of using Sova's ultimate. But you should basically just, whenever you know there's people in a location, just shoot it out there. If you see someone get red, you basically have them dead to rights. So that's what I would do. But that's going to end the video for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this Sova tutorial. Please leave comments